Well, 𝐤𝐴𝐷, it's so lovely to finally meet you. I've seen your work online and now I'm very excited to finally be able to speak to you about it all. Talk to me about where the inspiration comes from to build these massive metal sculptures. How did it all start for you?
Thank you, Tanya, for having me on this show. Well, it all started, it was something that I never planned. And it's never a part of community. I never understood art. Basically, I was into fabrication. I used to manufacture things like 𝐷𝐞𝐚𝐭𝐮𝐫𝐞𝐝, Islamabad, travel. So all of a sudden, I used to have equipment, and because of electricity fluctuation, I lost equipment. So it was like a random thing, and I was thinking about what to do next. And I was having some of the materials, and it all started randomly. Sometimes I'm unable to explain it. But it is something that it was in me, I think. And, it was something related to my destiny. And now, since I'm doing this, I feel like I'm so connected to this work. And, I never learned this. Nobody taught me this. But through my consistency, to the efforts that I put into this work, I eventually, started seeing results. And, it started to come out in a way people started just noticing it. So, that's how it all started.
Yeah. Well, you're speaking like a true artist now, from saying that you don't really get the art scene to now being so passionate about what you do. But what I find incredible is that one of my questions was going to be, how do you learn to do something like this? Do you go to art school? Do you, how do you get to a point where you know how to put together all of these different components to make something that resembles, well, in this case, your most recent one, a Transformers piece?
Yes. As I told you, I'd never been to an art school. I had no connection. Throughout my life, I had no connection to art. I never understood art. I never understood painting. But since I've started doing it, now I can sketch. I know I can paint. I can draw anything. And I can create anything, like any form that I think of. I know that, my brain tells me to go after it, and I know that. When I was building a tree, it was 25 feet high, and it was a huge tree, and I didn't know how to make it. But the moment I started building it, things in my mind, it started telling me that do it. So, the confidence that when the first sculpture that I built was IMAX, and the reason that I built was a personal reason. I was when you come out in a certain point, like when I was 30, and I was going and I was learning about my life, and I was learning about all the mistakes that I've done in my life, and all the things that I've, anyone, goes through the same story. So I had my story, and I learned a lot of things, and I got into this first form that I started building. It was really difficult because because I never knew how to weld. So the welder, there's another story to it. Because one day I was in a random market and I found this guy. He was a mute guy. So I brought him to my workshop. I knew that he can weld. I had no plan. So, it was something inside me that I thought that I can create things.
It's interesting you say there, sorry to interrupt, it's interesting you say there that you had no plan. So what comes first? Do you go to these sort of big scrap metal yards and see pieces that inspire you, or do you have it in your head first? Oh, I want to make an Optimus Prime, or I want to make another figure.
It's difficult to explain. Like when I go for scrap hunt, it's like a gold for me. And, since I'm into this, it's like the best shopping that I do. For me, the best area to go out on scrap. So the first day when I went to the scrapyard, it was quite messy. People around asked, "Why are you?" Why? And I had no idea about it. But I knew that I am into this metal, the rigidness of this material. Uh, I was so attracted to it that it made me do it. And it was complete randomly. I started picking up materials, and when I started building it, then I started to learn that I can use a certain part for leg joint or shoulder joint.
Yeah.
And I started to understand the anatomy of figures like the trees, what animal figures. And when I was building this Optimus Prime, it's like something that I've never seen it. I've never seen it physically, but I've seen it in my childhood. There's like a form that I wanted to build. So the idea was to make it so close to reality that I had to put like 5 months in it. And when I was the most difficult part was like maintaining the anatomy when you go certain height up. The most difficult part is like when you have to control the overall structure.
Yeah. It must be quite a thing to actually get it to stand up. I mean, we've been looking at some footage of it, and it looks absolutely huge. How tall is it? How big is it? How heavy is it? And how long did it take you to make it?
It's like 15 feet in height and 7 feet width. The weight of it is about 3.5 tons.
Wow.
3,500 kg. So it was a challenging part, but I had an experience because I started building sculptures in larger than life sizes. First sculpture that I built was 8 feet in length, and the height was about 12 feet. So I knew the idea. I built T-Rex, the height was like 25 feet, and I built a fish 30 feet, 25 feet. So to control this height, I know that I can control and I can manage the scale. So I had a confidence in me that I can do after any form that I like. Right now I'm building Megatron, which is bigger than this.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And
altogether time that.
Sorry, what do you do with the sculptures? Do they stay in your workshop or in your sort of artistic gallery for people to come and have a look at them? Or I imagine you must get people saying, I've got my son's got a Transformers themed birthday, or, can you bring it down to the premiere of the next film or something like that? I imagine it's quite in demand because it's very unique.
Yes. The idea was initially that when I was building my sculptures, I built 5 sculptures, and I had no social media, I had nothing in me. I didn't know that what am I doing. I initially thought that I'm going to keep them for my family and have a look at it. But eventually, when I started my social media, when I started posting on my social media, I started this. And they started asking, are you selling it? Price? So, my first, it went viral in Pakistan, and they landed into the state. Is the sound of the society came and all of my sculptures, and that is how it all started. And then, when I was doing this, I got a call from one of my curators based in Turkey. And I didn't know, I had no idea that there's like a big circle, there's like big community. And I got used to that circle. They asked me to come down to Turkey, and I went to Turkey and built a sculpture there, company. And it was an amazing journey for me when I met all the artists. Some of the best artists come, and I got a confidence I had.
Yeah.
I'm doing something
I guess from going to not necessarily feeling that connected to the art community to then being able to go to these kind of things where you see the value of your work and meet other people who are doing just as wonderful things, it must be even more inspiring. The sort of sculptures that you create often depict sort of very powerful, you know, creatures, some of your earlier stuff, lions and dinosaurs, and now you're looking at kind of movie figures. How do you choose what you're going to do, and what are you working on now? What's next?
So, I like, I was, and I am kind of guy who likes to go to nature. I like to live life, not a comfortable life. I'm not a comfortable person. So I try to live a normal life, which is not normal these days. So, and then my inspiration is like, whenever I see the poem, I look at the power of a nature. The nature, when I look at lion, when I was building a lion, it was quite difficult. I always think that, you know, to recreate something out of nature, so difficult for anyone to do. So it inspired me, and I started making things which are like powerful. And right now I'm building Megatron, like a opponent of Optimus Prime. I have few figures that I've thought for 2026 that I'm going to make in Pakistan, because people are unable to see these sculptures here. When some of the people who go out, travel outside of Pakistan, they are open. When I was building, people started asking me to make, Iron Man, Superman, Transform. I thought, why not? I should make it, and I also wanted to. So initially, I wanted to make it myself, and then I thought about my country also, that people will enjoy. So since the day I completed this, a lot of kids, they are coming, families are coming, they are having it around, and they're enjoying being. I'm so happy that I was able to pull it off for people, and I think that in 2026 I'm going to make few more sculptures inspired by characters.
Yeah, the art world is so incredibly competitive and also really personal, and you've managed to capture the eyes and probably the hearts of many people internationally. I think you did an interview with AFP or Reuters, and since then your work seems to have sort of gone a bit global. How does it feel to get that recognition and put Pakistan on the map in that way?
I feel proud, and it's like so emotional, like. For like almost a year and a half, I was creating things, and I didn't know what to do. And I knew something deep down in my heart that I'm doing something right. People used to come and ask me that you burden yourself financially, and you're spending 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, and what are you doing? How are you going to manage? I had no plan, but deep down in my heart, that I knew that whatever I'm doing, I'm connected. And I knew that this is what I'm supposed to. Like, I found myself when I'm in solitude. I understand myself. Most of the people about their life, maybe I don't know about others, but me, I understand that that is how I'm built. This is what I am built for. So it's quite inspiring for me and people around me when I see my success.
Yeah.
Time, throughout this time that I've worked non-stop for 2 years, the journey that I'm covering and the goals that I've set, throughout my life, it's going to be amazing, I know.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
Is that, and a positive outlook is the first step to making things happen. Being able to do this full time and for it to be, something that you're passionate about, that is financially stable, is that where you are now, or is that one of your goals?
No, I'm doing great right now. I mean, I've created a market. This market was like non-existent in Pakistan.
Yeah.
People didn't knew about it. Some of the people I know, they know about it, but it's quite expensive to have sculptures in this form. And nobody thought that. And apart from me, I think nobody is doing this. But right now, what I'm seeing is when I go through my social media, I'm seeing a lot of youngsters who really want to learn this from me, and it inspires me a lot to do. And I've created a market. I've created a sense of people. And the best part about it is, whenever I speak about this form, I just tell them that I come from a town which has suffered a lot because of this pollution and whatever is happening, right? Garbage, things like I've never imagined. So I want to talk about it. I've been like sustainability should be something everybody should get into.
Yeah.
Like create art. It's not important that one should do it metal only. You can do it plastic.
Do you see your art as an extension? So, do you see your art as an extension of that sort of sustainability passion that you have, where you are essentially using things that people have discarded as a percentage of everything that you make? How much of it is bought new, and how much of it is genuinely sort of secondhand or was thrown to the rubbish?
For me, I always try to things that are dead, like they are like useless things. They are supposed to harness and get into recycle them. Atmosphere right now. I never thought that we'll be having a time thinking about in summertime and winter time having pollution. So difficult. The atmosphere is so not clean, and the materials that I go for, mostly the materials that are there, and like 95% of my materials are recycled, and they are still expensive because metal itself. So there is a cost to it, but I'm happy. I'm taking a lot of scrap from the market together and.
Well, it's truly fascinating stuff. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of an insight into your incredible mind and your art. Thank you. Here we go. Well, thank you for watching Morning Asia. You can connect with us online so that we can keep in touch around the clock. Follow us on YouTube to watch our show on demand, and also on Instagram and on Facebook for all of the latest news and a look at what goes on behind the scenes at AsiaOne.News and at Tan France News. I'll see you tomorrow.